Hey guys, sorry it's a little bit dark, but I want to show off some of the stuff that I built. I've been talking with a few of the streamers, actually a few of the people that have been watching my streams, and they love to see the stuff behind me, but also they want to see the stuff that I have built. So let's uh, let's get started with that. All right. So just a quick look here. We got just the builds. We'll go through this stuff. I'm just gonna kind of go around it and stuff. Let me swap the camera. There we go. And we get some of this stuff. So I have the R2. I do some Star Wars stuff, mostly the droids. I've done the Falcon, the small Falcon, and we'll come across that. I enjoy the Disney stuff. Marvel has got some good ones. I'm the bigger DC and Disney fan, though, without a doubt. And we'll get into that. Anyway, let's get started. This won't be a long stream. It's just something I want to show off. So again, sorry about how it's dark and stuff, but so this is also getting into my chromophanes. So I do the black light and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Let me get the lights on for the rest of the stuff. There we go. And so I have this here. Let's get the white going there. So these are some of my D&D figures, and of course the other minifigs. I'm a big minifig fan, and there's the D&D collection there, the 12 of them, and then also some of my modeling that I've done for different games. Like there's a Hulk there, and Ron. All right, I enjoy the Disney stuff. And here's some of my Marvel stuff like that. And back to the chromophanes. So those are all pretty cool. Let's close this up. And I think my favorite chromophane has got to be the Bela Lugosi and the Frankenstein. They're all pretty cool though, that's for sure. I'm a big Universal Monsters fan. All right, now we're getting into the Dungeons and Dragons. So this set was a lot of fun, and most of the builds that I do are all lighted. I love to do the light kits to them. And but here's the Dungeons & Dragons all lighted up. Of course, you got all the bad guys, all the good guys, the dragon. It's pretty badass, for sure. Let me see if I can get some, we're gonna get some motion in here. See if any of this comes up. There we go. So you get some of this stuff here. So they have tons of different light patterns, and so I think it's pretty sweet. All right, now we're getting into some of my other stuff. Oh, here's some kits that I haven't built yet. So I got the Batman cycle. Actually, I got the Batman cycle, and the Batmobile for that. And in the hidden side, I wasn't aware of this series at all, and I came across it and I really enjoyed it. As far as I'm a big Haunted Mansion fan. And speaking of Haunted Mansions, so my next build is going to be the 3-in-1 Creator. And we'll start off with the Haunted Mansion. I do have 3 of these sets. So I want to build the Haunted Mansion, the ship, and the train. But we'll start with the Haunted Mansion and go from there. All right, so if you can see the ship I have here, the lights kind of are iffy. And I don't have the lights plugged in. As you can see, there's the cord right here. But it's pretty cool. You get some cool lighting effects in there. But I do have, which I love, of course, the time machine, the DeLorean. And let's see if I can get some different setups going on here. So some sound effects. Nice. So these are some other sound effects. And of course you recognize this one. Yep, I love it. So we won't keep that on there long. So there we go. But it has some different effects which are cool. Okay, here we go. So this is some of the Got some cool sound effects here. Nice. All right, now we get down lower. We have the Harry Potter hat, the sorting hat, and Hagar's hut, or Hagrid's hut, not Hagar, although it does look a lot like Hagar. Again, sorry it's so dark here, but I want to get the lights going. Now, of course, this is Luke going after the Death Star. And you have these guys here. So we'll go back through and I'll turn the lights on once we're done with this part of it. And that's pretty cool. And now I got this lighted thing over here. Oh, let me put the remote control back. Okay, and there's the Falcon all lit up, which is pretty sweet. I like that one. That one's a cool one. All right, so I do have other lighted ones, but I ran out of the battery packs. I don't usually keep them on each set. So let me hit the lights now real quick. There we go. And see the whole setup here. Get this one on here. Boom, there we are. So I have my cases and the different sets real quick here. And let me see if I can get this on. Turn this on white. It's not very bright though, so yeah, it's about as bright as I can get it, but that's okay. Still got a good shot. So I've got Galactus and the Fantastic Four from that movie there. Now I have POTUS and his Goonies and different things I'm throwing together. Of course, this was the build I did when I reviewed the Superman movie, the latest one, which is pretty sweet. And you can't have a Lego set without the Batmobile 1966. I do have a light kit. Matter of fact, that light kit right there is for the Batmobile, but I'm going to make a remote control, so I didn't want to do the lights, only to take them out and then do the remote control. So that's in the works. I have all the parts. I just have to do it. This is my roommate's stuff. He's a big Star Wars guy. He likes building the ships. And then, of course, I have my Iron Man armory, the Beatles' first appearance here in the United States on the Ed Sullivan Show. It's the really big shoe. And, of course, my Star-Lord. So these are just some of the builds, some of the things waiting to be built, which is, I have a ton of them, that's for sure. So now we'll go back over here with the lights on. And let me brighten it up a little bit more. There we go. So we get that. Of course, I'm also a model builder, so I got the Dracula, a very high-end Dracula Bela Lugosi model. And I do have some other monster models and stuff like that. So there's the Batman that went with the Bat Cycle, and then the car is somewhere. The Batmobile is somewhere of that series. And let's see, Marvel stuff, Star Wars stuff, the Ironmonger. So I need to build that one. I'm looking forward to that one. That's a Lego, or an off-brand Lego set. So I love doing the off-brands as well. Besides, they're inexpensive, but they're a pain in the butt to build for sure. Proof on that is the last build I did, which was the Ultimate Destroyer, but also known as the Incredible, or the Hulkbuster, right? But the Hulkbuster is the Lego name. Ultimate Destroyer is the name that they used overseas for the company. I don't even know the name of the company. But anyway, my 3D printing dragons. This came out pretty good. It took me forever to build. A lot of missing pieces from it. But thankfully to my roommate, who has a crap ton of Lego pieces and stuff, he had pretty much every piece I needed except for a couple that I had to mail away for. But that was fine. All right, and then some of my 3D printing stuff. Of course, the box of the Dungeons and Dragons. And a failed print. So I'm having a hell of a time with this print, so I gotta stop it. and figure out what the deal is. This might not be level up here. It's failing in the same spots, so I'll have to take a look at it and see. But anyway, that's my stuff. Any questions or comments? Just leave down in the chat below. I'll respond as best as I can. And that's pretty much it. Just showing off some of the stuff I built. And like I said, the lights are really make the kits. And same with the stickers. You always want to put the stickers on. It just makes them look better. All right, guys. As always, thanks for checking us out. Let me put this back on me, the size of my hand. Thanks for checking us out, and hope you enjoyed the quick little view. I enjoy showing it. Anyway, have a good night. Again, thanks for checking us out.